Hello people, and welcome back to part 21 of Palaven, now another Cities Skylines build. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and you're looking at some new additions to the University of Technology here. We did this in the live stream. Live streams have returned, if you haven't heard the news. They're going to be every Thursday and Sunday, I believe, although I will release like an official channel schedule on the Discord and the community tab and Twitter and stuff, so you guys will know, but I'm pretty sure Thursday and Sunday will be live stream days. And we did a little Palaven detailing session. Let's run over what we did, and we reworked this corner here. So this was previously the gym and the cafeteria. And we've now got Ulysses Fitness, Eggfeteria, of course, what else? Reworked in the book club and the IT club here, and it's such a cute little intricate path network. Elevated bicycle path, elevated bicycle path is now getting a lot of use, which is wonderful. People arriving via the metro and then kind of moving throughout the campus, which is really nice to see. Also heading a little further down the road as well to catch the bus. This little shuttle line now is actually getting some really decent usage. This is like a really small route. It runs from the aquatic centre over to the intercity bus hub. You know, just as a little shuttle route, it's keeping all this road clear of traffic alongside the cycle infrastructure as well. You know, so like there's no traffic around here considering we're near like a big stadium. You know, this thing draws a lot of people. Everyone's walking, everyone's using public transport, which is lush. It's wonderful. The little rock garden designs were a big favourite. So this is what we're doing in the live streams when we live stream Palaven. We're doing really small micro detailing. Like these little rock garden designs using bamboo and rocks and trees and whatnot. And then we also did a little bit of work over on the riverfront here as well. You know, carried on expanding that kind of overgrown, rocky, small town vibe river that we've been going for on this side of the map, and carried on that kind of green belt, false parkland through here as well. So we've still got more to do, kind of all this stuff here. But yeah, thanks to everyone stopping by on the live streams. You guys were super generous as well with the super chats, which is very much appreciated. But yeah, really super appreciate it. And in today's episode, finally, he says 2.5 minutes into the video, we are going to be kind of completing the campus today. We're going to be doing University of Technology Part 2. We're also going to fill out some of these spaces here as well, which will be nice. And then also kind of map out the rest of the campus and get some high density residential in here as well, almost to act as like student accommodation, like student flats. And that's going to be kind of the vibe we're going to be going for today anyway. Okay, so let's start here. Let's go ahead and take out these plazas. This was a previous design which no longer fits, and we do want to bear in mind that we are going to be having a metro line flow through here. So let's bring it up, bring it out here. Let's take it out a little shorter than that actually. Let's go for there. And then we'll get a nice little smooth freeform curve in here as well. Wonderful. So we're sitting right opposite the bus intercity bus hub here. 498 a week now this thing is getting. Super good. Looks like the black line's a little busy. Very busy actually. Wow. Yeah, so this is kind of the downside with buses, you know, they only hold 30. Let's go ahead and chuck out maybe 4 more vehicles on that just to help alleviate the load. Yeah, plenty of people coming through at the bus intercity bus hub, which is wonderful. Nice to see that getting some use. You know, we've got kind of the front of it designed here. The back of it is very boring at the moment. So I do want some high density residential to sit opposite the university here. So this is what we're going to be working on for the start of today's episode. So we'll kind of come out with a road from the back of the bus station here. I think this will be a nice little bit of symmetry as well. And then we're going to start drawing in roads within this little sector here. Have all our snapping on, except for road guideline actually. We want to be kind of snapping to the angle in the grid here, and then we'll come down like this. Just a little block in that sector, that's going to be fine. And I think we'll also bring the road up to that point as well. So we need to bear in mind noise pollution, of course. The bus intercity bus hub is very loud. However, high density residential is a lot more resilient to noise pollution than low density. So even in this little bit of red right here, they're going to be fine. You probably wouldn't be fine if you dropped it like right here, like right next to it. But this distance, we're going to be okay. So again, I'm after quite specific zoning sizes here. Let's turn this overlay off. Then we'll come in for something like this as well. We'll kind of see what we get spawning in there. And go for a couple of different shapes just to throw things off a little bit here. Let's get some pathways coming through as well. Just go with a regular pavement path for right now. And then we'll do something similar here as well. You know, use them as decoration, but also just to keep that walkability of the city going. A little look at the campus at night time now. This University of Technology build has quickly become one of my favourites in the city. I always champion campus, it's by far one of my favourite DLCs. Just kind of seeing it come to life like this, it's wonderful. We may do a modular build on the University of Technology layout and kind of do this one. You guys have all the exact measurements if you do want a, because we did the City University modular. But I think we might do something with the technology one as well. Okay, so we get a couple of different assets in here. I like these ones. So what size are we here? This is a 4x3. I think we'll kind of mix and match some different assets in here this time rather than kind of being very choosy. You know, it's nice to get some like different looking buildings into Palaven. Got another one at the back there as well. And we'll do one there. And how would some little 2x2s right up against the metro look as well? You know, the metro line is a key feature of the university campus, especially now it's flanked by these two paths with decorations. We want to make sure it kind of maintains its theme as it flows through the rest of the town here. Come ahead and empty some of these out. We do need to do a garbage expansion. City is demanding more and more now. So I think we'll go ahead and make these ones on the front historical. Not sure about this one though. This one's cute, we'll have that one. Yeah, these little 2x2s are quite nice. Now we're around some larger infrastructure here, more towards the dirty industrial side of town, so for things to increase in height a little bit, I think I'm happy. There we go. Nice one. We got all the same asset in there. That's what we want to see. Same here again as well. Just keep these guys historic. Okay, super. How about some commercial? Go for a little 2x4 there, and a little. Actually, keep it symmetrical, and then we'll come into the path and just help link people through from this side. And also over to these crossroads here. So we've got a one tile gap to do something here. So do we just want to do something as simple as a path with decorations? Is that all it needs? I think I want more concrete as opposed to kind of returning to the fences here, and I think I like that. Obviously the path is unnecessary because they can walk either side of this road. You know, kind of having that road pattern there, kind of big main road here, path in the middle. Kind of like a fancier pavement, isn't it? You know, rather than leaving it as the generic sidewalk, throw some trees in. See what happens. See what happens. Could do a bridge over from one side to the other, but it's not really necessary for them to get from residential to residential when there's pedestrian crossings right here. It's not super essential. So we'll probably leave that. And then again, what we'll do is we'll just carry on with our little pathways. Let's link them from this side as well. I actually wonder, do we want to carry on with, because we did just break the path on this side. Go into our grid. We'll come down like that. kind of like that though. Just like the single tower block by itself. Make them historical. And again, we'll continue with our pathways through the middle. We'll get some nice tree boundaries kind of in and around the metro here. You know, we've got empty spaces like this. Perfect space for some tree detailing. Try to give yourself a little bit of leeway if you can, you know, don't let the leaves hang over the metro for kind of immersion purposes, but you know, it's up to you how bothered you are about kind of stuff like that. And then let's get some smaller numbers in here as well now. So we've got some variation. And hopefully now we'll kind of see this metro line taking a little more importance. Kind of the centre of attention, right? Nice view from up here as well. Oh no. Goodbye. Make sure everyone that we want to keep here is historical. As I do this all the time. Yeah, these ones on the front need to be turned in as well. So, you know, just some kind of a very micro block of high density residential can be nice. It just takes a lot more care and attention. If you're just going to mass zone high density residential and not really care about what assets come in, it does get very ugly. For example, for those that watch Big Easier, that big block of high density residential we had in the downtown was probably like my least favourite thing about that, because I didn't take my time to do this. I think, you know, we've got a nice little block of population here. I'm happy with that. Let's come in and start decorating around here. Throw in some a base layer of trees as usual. All these little spots where we can squeeze them in. And we'll probably come back through here with Park Life as well and throw some benches and some signs down and stuff. Well, our usual little lovely ticks and drip. Yeah, I'm happy with that. A couple of different layers of height in there. I think we're good. Kind of need to work on this border here though. Let's come ahead and mooch about with... I was going to say, how about an office block on the corner here, but we've got to bear in mind we're kind of right at the commencement office, so... How about we run with our high density commercial for the first time? No, the mixing and matching of all the different zonings is you know, a nice way to have much more control over the way that your city looks. Yeah, I think that's better, you know. Have those kind of things clustered around that side. Kind of contribute to that climb in height. Get a nice little office in here as well. Cool, I'm happy with that. Take this one through, and that one. I'll get some people moving around here soon as well. Wonderful. Okay, so let's check out the university. So we just need to hang around and wait for the next academic year, which won't take long. So with the metro remaining a key feature of the campus area here, I want to kind of focus some of these new buildings that we've got around it. So let's bring this back here. And I'm not sure how we're going to develop this entry to the campus yet, but we will do something with it. Let's take this back, give ourselves a little more room. See here, we kind of flanked the main path with decorations with one without, so we'll repeat that pattern as well. And hopefully this will kind of showcase the point and the power of a repeated pattern here. Now, even just something as simple as that, it just draws the eye to the middle metro line, you know, when you've got that symmetry either side of it. I hope that point's coming across. If it's not, then I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so we did unlock a new building, which is the School of Tourism and Travel. Interns bring the best out of the city attractions and shops, increasing attractiveness and entertainment of leisure buildings. And income from all commercial zones is increased. Faculty increase campus attractiveness and requires a trade school campus area course. So it's a super big building. It's in kind of the same remit as the Police Academy and the School of Engineering. You only get one per campus area. Or one per city, I should say, sorry. Okay, so this is quite nice. Super important building. It's got this little walkway as well. Seen some people do it. If you're using kind of like mods, people have done some really nice things with the road under this little kind of bridge across here. So it's really nice. You can use it like move it and prop anarchy and stuff. All the anarchy mods will do something. So as it's a bit of an important building, I feel like it wants like maybe a fountain outside of it. Just so it's not right up against the path here, you know. So let's do that. Oh, and Blackwood Nature Reserve is hit level 4. Wonderful. We will return there at some point, don't worry. Let's go ahead and grab maybe a couple of fountains here. So because this is a super important building, we're going to do a little patterned fountain pattern here. Okay, that's fine. Move him up to the corner. We'll grab a pathway to sit behind these. Probably with decorations will be fine. And then we'll have that up to there. And then we'll grab that School of Tourism and Travel. And we'll align it best as we can in the middle. Give ourselves a bit more of an important introduction here. And we'll bring these a little closer together too. Let's have a path down the middle. This is why I love campus, you know, like just being able to design each little aspect of the university. Fantastic little DLC in my opinion. I do like campus. I haven't mentioned that before. I think we'll actually flip these on this side. No. Those two fountains, no. Let's give a little more meaning to the School of Tourism and Travel. Very similar to what we did with the commencement office here. With two statues either side, fountains in the middle, paths up front. Rather than just placing it on a road, you know. Give it a little bit of a design. Something to help it stand out. I think I'm happy with that. Yeah. Okay. But that's going to draw a lot more people. And again, now we'll wait till we hit level 4 in a couple of hours' time. And then we'll be good to go. So we'll come back and continue. So I've just gone ahead and added in another metro station at the end of the line so we can see the metro coming through this area. Very gross at the moment, but we will tidy this up once the metro kind of expands over into this corner. But right now we'll be able to see this moving through and then through the middle of the campus as well. The metro integration with the campus has worked out wonderfully. I do really enjoy this. There he goes. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, let's have a little discussion about what's going to happen here. Again, I think I'm happy with some of that more high density stuff going on over here. So we're almost like generating a little bit of like a very small city centre around the campus, you know? The transport hub in here, there's a little bit of high density, some office zoning too. So this is, area's turned out quite nicely. Take this path back for right now. And then we're going to work on some little designs to sit right up alongside the metro here. So we'll come out from this point, and because we are in the kind of local cycle highway here, we're going to be sticking with our cycle roads. A little bit of a curve on here. Doesn't always have to be straight, you know. And I think kind of the edge of the metro here will be a nice little border. How many people are actually coming off at the campus right now? The power of paths and cycle highways, people. Proof is right here. You really factor in your cycle and path networks alongside your public transport and you'll notice a vast difference in traffic. You can imagine if all these were having to drive. Super big improvement. Might actually bring the bus to stop in front of the metro. I guess it doesn't really matter. Just do it for aesthetic purposes, I suppose. Okay, carry on working on our little road design here. We'll bring this one up. Kind of box it in there. Without fracturing tiles, please. And there we are, a little bit off center here. Fine. Up there. There we go. And then let's have a little road. That's just gonna come through the middle. Super. And then we can take this end off, and I guess we'll run just a regular road through here. We want to save some more room, so I think what we'll do is we'll throw in a small roundabout. Possibly from, let's see, let's bring this road down. Now we'll have a couple of roads flowing through the campus as well. Also gives us a chance to introduce some zoning into the campus, which will also be nice as well. Bring that on through the middle. Take out these roads here. And then take out the trees and do our own little design. And we can hook into this road here as well. So we can put something kind of really big and important around this roundabout here. Which will probably be the School of Engineering, is it? Yeah, when we hit prestigious, and which we will hopefully do today. Yeah, we'll be able to kind of factor that into this little roundabout here as well. So with this middle road, go ahead and spruce it up a little bit. Get some trees on the roundabout, and then with the road that runs through the campus, we'll have as a road with grass. I don't think that looks too bad, you know. I think that's quite nice. Okay, let's throw down some park assets here. You know, as these are kind of student accommodation, student flats, whatever you want to call them. I want to make sure that they are entertained. Let's come ahead and throw down a little basketball court. This will be nice for the local businesses as well. And then we'll start doing some of that more specific identity zoning. So again, just be wary of noise pollution around the metro. You know, even this here, it's totally fine for high density residential. And I think, let's have a little look at the pool of assets we've generated over here and see which ones we like. So I kind of like these ones here. What is this one? This is a 3x3. Yeah, it is. The 4x3s are quite nice as well, though. I think I'd be happy for kind of these ones to come in as they want. Take that one away. And then we'll draw it in like this. And we'll do the same thing this side as well. Let's see if we were to have another one there. That's going to be pretty symmetrical. Okay, yeah, let's repeat that pattern. And let's see if we can bring cycle road up just a touch. And then we can repeat it here as well. And again, we'll use the University of Technology paths. And technically this is still part of the campus. So we want this to be kind of factored in here as well. Actually, cut through there, and what we'll do is we'll do the middle ones first, that way we can remain symmetrical. Go through there. And then through here too. Some of the Green Cities buildings do actually look really nice through as kind of like student accommodation. That's what you're going for. But you can kind of make do without them. Yeah, that will fracture the zoning, won't it? Okay. What you've got coming through here. Not a huge fan of this one. There's kind of lots of different shapes and sizes developing here. So we've got two of these. Yeah, so we'll clear these out. Maybe we can keep the two tower blocks in. Yeah, okay. We'll go for those. Have these historical. Don't worry. Once we do get to the the downtown stuff, we will start using some of those kind of higher leveled residential assets, so we will actually see them. But for right now, we're just going to stick with the lower ones while we're in this part of the map. And yeah, these are all okay. Keep them in. We can probably get a nice little path feature through the middle here as well. I think we'll stick with the university path. There we go. And then we'll run the one with decorations between. I wonder how many people are screaming now because it's off center. Don't worry, we'll tidy up. Go ahead and start getting some trees in here. Little bits of kind of those classic Palaven vibes that we've been using throughout the city, just to remind us that we are still in Palaven. Yeah, okay, so I don't mind that one either. Kind of having the smaller buildings, like 3 smalls and 3 talls, is actually quite nice. Again, we can box off this little residential estate, get some more paths at this end as well. And the same thing down here. Yeah, so again, you know, we're maintaining that theme of having a lot of stuff all focused around the metro line here. How are we doing for this road? Let's bring him down just a touch more. Just go for the angle. Then we'll hook in there. And we can probably get some nice green city assets in here, actually. I think we will do that. Let's grab a green cities district. There's a very small one here, isn't there? Let's just bring him along this road. Up to here. And then we'll spam this little small sector with some green city stuff. And we should get some really nice looking assets coming in alongside the metro here as well. We can possibly also run some very small, very repeated tree patterns up alongside the metro here if we wanted. How would we do for a fence? Even though kind of the metro already has its own fence, you know, it's we'll try out the design, of course. Bring this down to here. And then we can throw in kind of a tree between the metro and the road. Yeah, the idea is there, I think. It needs a little more refining than that, but that's what detailing sessions are for anyway. Let's have a look at the metro line. 352. Let's catch a little glimpse of the stations. Yeah, so it's getting some decent usage, this metro line now. Especially here. Okay, let's figure out what we want here. Maybe let's have a look at another park asset. See, now we've got the road in the campus itself, we can also introduce some like the parks with trees to get like a really nice little area in here. We place this one in. How are we looking? Yeah, I think we'll actually move this into this corner if we can. Oh, it's a little too big, aren't we? Okay, that's fine then, let's leave it there. And then we'll begin to expand out from this one too. So kind of from down here. We can almost make like a little wooded area of the campus, you know? And we can actually hook through onto the metro here as well. Draw a little path, means people can kind of come and go from this side. Easier for the pedestrians to come down here now. If they're using it, you can actually hook paths up to the opposite side of your metro. Yeah, so let's kind of draw out a little repeated pattern here, and we can treat this as like a little bit of a wood. Like a little bit of like a small park grounds that resides within the campus itself. Run some of the bigger ones and then we'll introduce some of the same trees that are with the asset as well, just so it blends a little bit better. Maybe a couple of these little well not little, quite enormous conifer trees in here too. And of course just a splash of overgrowth within each square. We'll just bring it to life a little bit more. There we go. I think that's too bad, is it? We're getting a lot of activity through here as well as people decide they want to use this side. Ah, campus. Okay, so look how we're doing here. I think this this design has filled out this little awkward shape we had really nicely. I am happy with that. Same here as well. We're starting to see the idea kind of develop itself on this side too. Splendid and tremendous. Let's go for... Maybe get some more residential in here. We'll leave 2 again. Go for that side. And then let's introduce some small commercials as well. Just, you know, it's like a little... like a local corner shop. Students can nip out to buy cigarettes and booze, etc. And we've got a lot of corner shops in England. Again, we can see those layers of height. It's not just you drive into the campus and it's boom, you know, like straight skyscraper. There is a climb. We'll keep these small commercials here as well. Okay, but now it is time for me to hang around and wait for us to move up a couple of levels. So we will be right back. Just a little shout here, I don't think we've mentioned this before. I know a lot of people have difficulty getting their campuses up to the required amount of students. And I agree, it does need a little bit of a rebalance in the way it kind of drops back into between levels. It's a little bit odd. But if you come into your citywide policies and you apply the education boost citywide, it does increase your budget by 25%, which is a pretty big hit, but we're pretty loaded at this point in the game now. This definitely isn't a policy you want to apply early on in the game. Stick citywide education boost on, and then we'll just kind of hang around here and watch the student numbers, and you will see it. It will give your student number a real kick up the arse. And you'll see it now. It will just keep flying up. So if you're having difficulty getting to that next level of the university, education boost policy is your best friend. Just a little stop by. Since education boost, you can see how the numbers have gone up. I'm a little over halfway through my academic year, but yeah. There is also another one you can do if you're using blimps in the city. Also pop on educational blimps. Obviously Palaven doesn't have blimps yet, and maybe never will. But yeah, you can see it's just constantly climbing now with education boost on. And boom, level 4. See now, loads of students coming in. It's still going up. By the time we finish this little expansion, we should be coming up to kind of max level. Let's have a look at what we've unlocked. So we've got an auditorium, laboratory, and a bookstore to play with. Fantastic. The bookstores are really nice. They actually work really nicely up as kind of like main street commercial buildings. We got one in here. You know, they're just super nice looking assets. Ignore this kind of awfulness here. Yeah, so we'll have a couple of these around. Let's begin expanding the path network. And we'll place something in here. We'll look at some of the sizes of these things we've unlocked. We can get a laboratories in here. Possibly an auditorium as well. That'll be nice. We may save this for over the front. Maybe develop like a little bit of something next to the commencement office. Let's try it there as well. Go ahead and grab our paths again. We're using the ones without decorations for here, that's fine. And let's see if we can come up through the middle here. Look into this side. And we can bring all these paths here together. And continuing that nice sprawling campus vibe we've been going for throughout. Let's go ahead and try the laboratory over here. Kind of fits in perfectly there, doesn't it? We're quite an important building next to the commencement office as well. See how we're looking from the road. I don't mind looking at it from the back. Try a couple of different angles. Right from this way. We have that one facing up onto the road that runs through the campus. I don't think it looks too bad here either. We can decorate with trees at this point as well, because we've got a little bit of space right either side of the commencement office there. Okay, interesting. We'll leave that there for right now. Let's take this one away. And then we'll run with some trade school bookstores. I don't know how many we can fit in here. Probably just the one, isn't it? We get one right here. Maybe flip the angle. No, I'm not quite sure about that, I don't think. Okay, take this one away. And then let's try and squeeze in the auditorium as well. Maybe refine the path network around here a little bit first. Let's come in and grab the one with decorations. We'll have this kind of flow out in the middle of the roundabout here. I think these paths we'll have as university ones. And we'll switch to a dirt as we kind of approach the park here. I guess it would make sense to have these as... Yeah, okay. Let's keep these as university path. Kind of have the little park border here. I think I'm okay with that. We'll have this one hug into the roundabout as well. And probably squeeze something in here. If we want to save ourselves some big spots for detailing up. Okay, take this one out. Then we'll have the bookstore right up next to the park. And then it looks like we should be able to quite happily squeeze in the auditorium here as well. Again, super nice looking asset. It's a shame you can't use these campus buildings outside of a campus area, because some of them would fit really well in like a downtown build. I guess you could always make your downtown a campus. I suppose it'd make too much of a difference. And that'd be a good enough spot. And because he's kind of close enough to a road, he will actually kind of be recognised as, you know, snapped onto somewhere so he has access. Kind of little smaller buildings in amongst all the taller ones, you know. And then that's fine. We'll take this one out. And then we're leaving ourselves, again, plenty of room to kind of flesh out the little wooded areas that lie within the campus area itself. Also help to border some of those larger buildings as well. Let's keep our tree palette the same that we have been doing. Just little bits of overgrowth. As always, help blend things in a little bit. Wonderful. Layers of height again. I feel like I talk about that all the time, but hopefully you guys can see the effect that it has. It is worth taking the time to construct those layers. Oh my word. Hello. See, this is why we make high density residential historic. Because some of these tier 5 assets are not nice on the eye. We'll wait for him to come back in. So I think with the train station, I'm not super happy with it looking like this. It's a little bit rank. It's not going to stay like this, don't worry. You know, we will, you know, stuff like this. We'll fix it up. Oh, here we go. Welcome. Welcome to Palaven. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Welcome, Sims. We also need to implement a supplementary transport system in for these guys. To see all this. This is bad news bears. We don't want them driving. We want them to be using public transport when they leave the train. So we'll implement. We'll probably give them a bus line. I'm pretty sure we've got some ferries here, and then not ferries, buses, obviously. We'll bus them. We will bus them back to the bus depot. There are no ferries involved. And give them a little loop. So let's tidy this design up right here because it's a little bit minging. come ahead and grab that road again. We'll feed it into a one-way system too. So we'll come out from here and we'll give ourselves, just throw in a Park Life Plaza. Maybe the Paradox. Go for the Paradox. We haven't used the Paradox yet, I don't think. Come out from here. Out and behind. And back again. Wonderful. We're probably a little too far over here actually, aren't we? That's fine. I guess we can double up. What's the length? 720? So we were out by that much. Back in that way. Throw in a couple more Paradox Plazas. It can get to the point where a repeated pattern becomes too much, you know? There's a lot of trees in this, isn't there? So I think what we'll do is we'll upgrade one-way roads into roads without trees along this side. And that way it just takes a little bit of spice away. You know, things can be too spicy. Okay, so let's have our rail station here. Take this back. And then we will grab little reform tools. And we'll come out a little bit before we start to curve. It's not the most realistic curve in the world, but I think I can live with it. This is not final. We are going to rework this this rail line when we come to introduce the train and metro hub, which will reside over here. So don't kind of take this as final. You know, this is not my vibe. It's very kind of cut and choppy at the minute, but I guess we'll see how it works. Okay, so go ahead and work some commercial and some office zoning around at the train station as well. And then we'll kind of hang around and then we'll wait for some trains to turn up. I think it'd be really cool to have, you know, like another method of public transport right nearby here, so they can actually cut across the road here. They can walk through the university and grab the metro. And that's not too far for them to walk. They'll quite easily walk that distance here. So many little ants moving around, isn't there? The campus is mega busy. I am in love with this campus. Possibly, I think, you know what, this might be my favourite campus out over the university town in Bergusia. It could be. It very well could be. We'll have to wait and see, I suppose. There we go. See how many people are getting off. And then let's see how they're deciding. So lots of walking, but lots of driving as well. We don't like that. We don't want that to happen. And then they're kind of heading out and around town, aren't they? Yeah, so it looks like we'll need to provide a little bit of localized transport to them. Let's give them a bus line. At least just to take them back to the intercity bus hub. Because this way they will be able to kind of switch onto different lines and get about the city a little bit easier. Let's catch this bus as it comes out and we'll make it orange to kind of signal the colour of the train. There we go. Well, he'll filter through the bus system now. And we'll hopefully see a little less people beginning to drive. There's not many of them. A lot of them do choose to walk. And interestingly enough, they're taking this route to the metro, aren't they? I mean, that's fine. I don't care what route they take, as long as they're taking the metro. Okay, so this is a nice little addition to the side of the university campus here. Kind of a nice little impressive emergence out of the train station as well. Got the laboratories here and the School of Travel and Tourism. It's a pretty impressive view as they arrive into this part of town. Of course. Plaza is on fire, as always. Wonderful. Okay, let's face it, this is going to be a long episode. I know you guys don't mind them though. So we're over here at the back of the aquatic centre. We have the trade school laboratories and another dormitory and also a study hall as well. Just trying to find a nice way to use this space up. The labs are actually a really nice looking asset and they work kind of nicely as a main building as well. Although I'm pretty sure earlier I said I didn't. I've recorded this over several hours at different points throughout the day, so if I've contradicted to myself, my apologies. Okay, so we're just going to use one of the regular part with trees here, just so we've got a nice little way into the park here. We need to find... Oh, we don't need this power line anymore. Bye, my friend. Bye. And I think what we'll do is we'll integrate some office zoning in here as well. Maybe a splash of commercial. And then again, as always, with these kind of park assets, we can go ahead and expand them naturally using the same type of tree. Dot them around in a similar fashion. Get rid of this one as well. This will just give us a nice little green gem within our campus area. Yeah, see, that's cute. That's what I want. Like a little... Oh, central wine and liquor. It's perfect. Right by the bus stop here as well. Just take a minute to admire today's additions to the campus area. Yeah, this is definitely up there with the university town in Bogusia. I love building campuses. If you guys do want a modular build for this, in terms of the exact road measurements and layouts for a University of Technology integrated with a metro line, give me a shout in the comments. I'm happy to put one together, because I know we did one for the University town in Bogusia. But we can do another one for the University of Technology as well, if you guys want. Happy to measure it out and kind of put it all together again. Okay guys, so I've just been kind of doing some more testing whilst we're waiting for university to level up, and I think we can actually get a transport hub in here. You can see the amount of people that are kind of flowing around from the little off-camera test. So let's dive into transport, go into transport hubs, and we're going to integrate a bus metro hub into the university campus, which will be rather nice. So what we have done is we've now introduced a little underground metro system. Go and take a look. So over by the overground metro right here, we now have a station, a regular underground metro station, right outside. This is then going to feed through the university campus, and it's going to join up with the bus metro hub. And then this one right here is going to feed into a wider network around the city. Not too many stops on it, it's more just kind of stopping at the major population centres. So if we kind of follow this here, we're arriving into the industry, which is right here. Ignore the blimp, I was just testing out the educational blimps one, they're not staying. But yeah, so this one's over by the forestry, and then it continues past the roundabout. Stops here outside the tram station, or the tram stops. It's just on the main road. And then further down, here's the town centre. Green Cities neighbourhood. There's another station here. And then a little further down again, towards the transition, you have another little station right here. Just kind of get a little bird's eye view of that metro system. You can kind of see how it flows now. Just kind of stops at all the major population centres, nothing too crazy. And it will also run some bus lines here as well. So we'll bring a stop on the orange line, and we'll also have the blue line stop here as well. Super. So just a little centre of metro. Now we see all these people. So campuses are quite expensive to run, right? Let's have a little look at them. But like we're still making a profit. You know, we have 24,000 coming in. You know, we're spending 16,000 to run it, which is expensive. So this is a great opportunity for some part life cheese, which is what we're going to do. So let's cut out a little bit of a pathway. We'll come through here as well. You can't obviously draw university areas and park areas, so we need to make this a park area by cutting it out. So placing in these part life cheeses near train stations and transport hubs is probably the best way to use them. And they are pretty overpowered. So it's time into part life. Go ahead and grab ourselves a small park main gate. I'm going to place this one right next to the train station. And then we're going to do, so actually push this park area out a touch more. Just so we can come up to that crossroads. We'll see how much money this thing makes. Have a side gate there. We'll have another one here. Yeah, we can come through there, right? No, let's move it over one more tile. Now that we're hooked in, obviously we want to kind of make sure that we are detailed as possible. Go ahead and join some fences. Just match the angle. Yeah. Also a nice little bit of realistic detailing as well, you know, because we're like boxing off the railway here. So no one can just like walk into it. And then we'll come down this side. And then up here as well. And then let's also throw in maybe like a little park info booth. Almost like a little like information office for people arriving at the university for the first time. And then perhaps a couple of restrooms on this side as well. And then of course we can go ahead and throw in some of the old favourite tree detailing as well. A couple of different kind of shapes and sizes in here, shall we? The old Palaven pines as well, not too many of them. Of course, some old rusty overgrowth. And this should serve as a really nice feature for linking our two parks together. So yeah, this is a nice little metro switch system using this bus metro hub. So they kind of arrive here and they can then switch onto this line, which will eventually run into the downtown. So we've got a nice little kind of switch method here, which I'm really happy about. Giving people who want to take this route now. Which is good. I'm loving how busy the campus is. And they're coming over here. And obviously we'll run some bus lines further away from this thing as well. Oh yes. Yes. Pay to use the public transport. 829 in a week so far. Yeah. That's nice. Wood grounds, making a profit. Let's charge them £20 to walk through. And the traffic out of the metros, out of the train station is a lot less as well now, which is good. Lots of people choosing to enjoy the metro. Wonderful. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with this. The road here is just a little feeder loop. If we have a look here. So buses come down this way, feed in, and then come back out again. You don't really want them crossing over each other, so just a little one-way system like that is more than enough to let the buses move freely. Got a lot of people on this blue line. Lots of people on the blue one. Interesting. Okay, and we may even expand the metro out down here at some point. Maybe bring it over to the commercial waterfront when we build that. But you can see now we've got lots of chunky public transport options in around the campus. I think again is really helping add to that. You know, almost like mini city centre feel that we mentioned earlier. Super, so brand new public transport hub in the campus. Okay guys, I'm running out of time to wait for this thing to hit level 5, so what we're going to do is we're going to finish this off with a couple of these buildings here. And we need to do population expansion. So next episode we'll get some more housing in, and kind of working on the rest of this commercial waterfront over here. And possibly the zoo. That's going to reside here at some point. But yeah, go ahead and get some final designs in because this episode has gone on far too long. And we need to get it finished. So let's have a look. Let's run with, I think probably the laboratory is going to be the best building here. Let's come ahead and snap onto the road guideline of the rail. Come to here. And then kind of want the laboratory to face front on, I think. Take this road out for right now. Have the lab in the middle. How are we looking here with the train station? Yeah, okay. I think that's pretty cool. I'm happy with that. Let's now bring some paths in different places. Let's come up to this point. Wonderful. And then we'll do some kind of nice fencing design up alongside the railway here as well. It'll give us a little bit more leeway. Yeah, okay, that's a little bit better. Yep, pretty much perfect actually. Wonderful. Unfortunately, you can't actually draw the paths out of these outdoor study areas, which seems a little bit weird. You think maybe it would have been allowed, but Paradox said no. Okay, put some more stuff through here. And then I guess we'll transition back into nature reserve path now. And then this can hook in with the rest of the creek. And maybe one more building here as well. Let's go for trade school cafeteria. Actually squeeze that one in there quite nicely. And then library's too big. This is fine. Let's get that in there. And then we'll redraw in our nature reserve path. Kind of flow along the creek here. Doing the snapping. And then we can grab that trade school again. And hook it. That kind of links everything together rather nicely. Okay. So guys, finally that feels like a good place to jump into a detailing time lapse. This episode is, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a massive one, so apologies if it is too long. Let's go ahead and fill out kind of these empty spaces here. Let's get some trees and some fences up along the railway for that safety. And then we can kind of come back here at a later date, probably during a live stream, once we do hit the level 5. I want to get this episode out. We're slowly climbing. Okay guys, that is going to do it for us today. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, a like below is always appreciated. Equally much if you haven't enjoyed it, please feel free to leave a dislike as well. We will get this university finished more than likely during a live stream now. We just need to wait for that student cap to hit up to 1800 and then we'll be good to go. Campus does need a little bit of a rebalance, admittedly. It is strangely weird how to get up to kind of the max level and actually maintain it without student numbers dropping off. At this point in time for me, it's a case of we need a population expansion now to get some more students in. Either way, I'm quite happy with the way this university's turned out. It's got a lot of public transport integrated into it, which is super cool. Metro, bus hub and a train station. We'll definitely come back and work in the School of Engineering as well, and I'll kind of provide an update on that in an episode if you don't catch the stream. Super happy with the way that the high density residential has been integrated in here as well. I hope you all agree kind of taking the time with the zoning and picking and choosing the assets really does make a difference with the high density residential, especially without the green cities specialization on it as well. Otherwise I'm going to shut up and I'll leave it there. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day.